Southies, and welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Ceci, and today I am building a modern home build for a landscape artist and his 3 children. And this build is set in Brindleton Bay. I think it's on that lot where the little cat house is, if I remember correctly, the house where the woman has all the cats. Basically my future. So I wanted to build something here that was really modern looking. If you have cats and dogs, this area is sort of the pier or the harbor. So when you look out, you'll see the water in the harbor, boats and stuff on the water. And so I thought this would be a really cool spot. I do have a reference photo that I will go ahead and put up now. So this was kind of the inspiration for it. And I am not very good at modern builds. However, I have done a lot of modern builds here lately, kind of by accident, mostly to get out of my comfort zone, but I have really enjoyed putting them together. And so I wanted to go ahead and make something that was super modern, and this is what I came up with. It did take me a while to put it together. Obviously, it's not exactly like the reference photo. For me, I kind of go back and forth trying to do something that's exactly like the picture and then just trying to have inspiration. And so this was kind of a mix of having inspiration and then trying to do something exactly like the photo. So at some point, maybe after I sort of constructed the actual build, I got rid of it and just started to do my own thing. But yeah, it's coming together. I did cut a lot of stuff out. I try to keep these videos in the 20-minute mark and try not to do anything more than that. So I did cut out a lot of the process for this build. But yeah, so the person or the people that live here, as I said at the top, is a landscape artist. So I wanted this place to have a lot of plants and things on the building. That's kind of what drew me to the reference photo, was all the plants and things that were hanging off the building and were on the building. And so I figured that this is also where the person works. And obviously we don't have the actual career landscape artist, but we do have a gardener career. And let's see what else could fit here. I feel like, the florist career I think comes within the gardening space, if I'm correct. So we have a couple of careers, and then you can always do or create your own career and just sell plants and stuff, like create plants and sell them. So that could be a cool workaround. So this is a 3-bedroom home, and then at the very top is a studio or sort of the workspace for the dad, where he does most of the gardening and the floral arranging and all of that stuff. And then on the bottom level, we have the kitchen, the dining, living area, and then there is a patio space out the back. And one reason why building modern is difficult for me is because for me, when I look at it in the game, when I do my stuff, it doesn't always look great. It kind of looks a mess. Like right now, in the building process, I did build this a couple of weeks ago. I'm feeling okay with it, but I really don't think this build came together for me until I started to go ahead and put in all of this greenery. And that's kind of when it sort of really started to feel like, okay, this doesn't look half bad. And as you can see, it did take me a minute because I did try to use all outside plants, because the indoor plants or the plants that you can put inside, they don't change with the seasons, which is kind of annoying. I've heard people complain about that before in speed build videos, so that is kind of annoying. You can always utilize the debug menu and put in plants from the debug menu as well. But I didn't do that, so I just wanted to go ahead and use what is available, just sort of when you open up the build mode. But I really like it. I think it came together really nicely. I think it looks like a little jungle oasis in the middle of sort of a Cape Cod vibe place, which is what Brindleton Bay is sort of based off of, eastern coast of America. And I think it suits it. It fits it. Of course, a lot of the plants that I use are from the Jungle Adventure pack, so that might not fit it. But I think I like the vibe still. So now I am working in the kitchen, and I wanted it to feel like a very modern kitchen. Like I said, this is a dad who has 3 young children, 2 twin children, boys, and then a little toddler girl. And I imagine that he is a divorcee and that the wife ran off to go live out her dreams as an actress or something, or just left, and this is his home, and he either has custody of their kids or they share custody, and so the home reflects that. And I really wanted a modern looking kitchen. I actually use these base game counters. They're kind of the industrial ones, and for some reason I don't think about the fact that it does come in 2 other swatches aside from the sort of silver and black one. I was watching someone else's video, and I can't remember who, but they used these, and I was like, is that custom content? And I'm staring at these these counters, and I go back and I watch, and I'm like, no, that's in the game. So I decided that I want to utilize those and then sort of warm up this space with the wall backsplash. The backsplash is like that pine, that kind of base game pine. And so I thought that would warm it up. I did use a reference photo for that. And then here's the living space. I thought that I included how I put in the sort of floating fireplace, but I will say, if you're looking at it right now, I've done it wrong. I utilized a little the coffee table fireplace that comes with City Living, but later off camera, I think I go back and I watch the video that sort of teaches you how to do this. I think I watched a video by a YouTuber simmer named, I think it's pronounced Schnuck, and they have a lot of tutorial videos on how to do these sort of custom content looking styles, but using actual game, and a lot of it is base game. Is really cool. So pay no attention to what it looks like right now. At that point, I was like, I think this is how it's supposed to be done, but I hadn't watched the video back, and so later I watched the video back and I actually do it right. I'll be sure to link it in the description below. Essentially what you do is you take a fireplace and you size it down really low, but you try to put it in a spot where your sim can still access it, and then you can put in like debug wood to cover up the fireplace, so that when your sim goes to light the fireplace, the flames will float above the wood and the actual fireplace piece won't be visible. So it is really cool. And then I used just a stove range at the top, and I sized it up. So the living space, I wanted to feel very, very cozy but sort of modern. So I used the Snowy Escape couches, and I did I feel like the little built-in that I made with the base game cabinets are what I ended with, but like I said, it's been a minute since I've done this, so I can't remember. And then I thought it would be cute to have the wood table from Jungle Adventure surrounded by those blue City Living chairs. I just thought it would be fun to be kind of colorful. Like maybe this was how the mom decorated the home and the dad just hasn't changed it, because interior design is not necessarily his thing. He likes outside stuff, but he loves how it looks, so he hasn't changed it. So I thought that would be cute, and it looks like a family. I feel like once you add color into a space, it looks like a family lives here, like with kids and stuff. I feel spaces that are super neutral with no real color in it just don't give me a family lives here vibes. So I thought that having color would work. Here I'm using debug little ground pieces, stone pieces, to do the pathway instead of having the terrain paint. As you saw, I put 2 cars in there. this is kind of before I came up with the family who lives here. But you could say that one, like the van is the guy's work truck, and then the car is the car that he drives around in. Or, you know, that's where he gets the kids driving around. As you can see, I went ahead and I put that little space up there for him to work on the gardening. And I do kind of bounce around a lot. I feel like, I don't know what I was doing when I was doing this, but my ADD kind of kicks in when I'm doing stuff, and I can't always stick to one thing. I went ahead and landscaped this back because you kind of have access to the back of the house from the, you know, public. I thought, you know, realistically, you'd have some sort of shrubbery or something to prevent strangers from just walking up and peeping in your window, like the peeping Tom that that I haven't seen in a while. I feel like peeping Tom came with something, I think MC Command, and maybe I disabled it. I don't know. This is the dad's room. This would, I know I sort of set up that whole theory of maybe the mom decorated most of the house, but this bedroom has very masculine vibes, which I really loved putting it together. So maybe he did change the room. Maybe the mom, just before they divorced, just had really kind of all over the place design, whatever. But I really wanted this to feel like a man lived here, or, you know, give those masculine vibes. As you can see, this mirror, I do this trick where I get rid of the walls in order to lower that mirror. Some mirrors go down using the Control 9 key, or, you know, Control 9 and Control 0 on your PC, but some won't move, and so that is a trick that I've learned watching other YouTubers on how to make that happen. That wall decoration is from the Star Wars Journey to Batuu pack, so if you want it, then you're going to have to download it despite everything in your power or your being telling you not to. I'm actually going to start playing with that pack soon, and I'm kind of excited about the gameplay. I did watch some of Claire Savon's gameplay, and I thought it was really cute, but I didn't finish it because I like to do that stuff on my own. I kind of like to watch how people do it a little bit, and then I like to do it on my own. As you saw, I put a little toy on that bench there because I feel like this is a house where the kids just have free reign and they run around. And so, like, he's in here maybe sleeping or sitting or doing something. As you can see, there's nothing in that room beyond sleep. You know, you can't do anything else in that room beyond sleep. But I imagine that, you know, his daughter comes in and plays with her toys in there while he's trying to, you know, relax. This is the toddler room. I do have a little girl living in this room, but I wanted to make a very neutral space. I like doing neutral toddler rooms. I don't like to necessarily make it feminine or masculine or anything like that, because in my mind, I don't know what I'm doing with the camera right now, but it went insane, and I'm not going to cut it out. I'm sort of taking a page from Aiden from the Devin Bumpkin there. I'm not going to cut it out, but yeah. I just like that idea of a neutral palette in a space like this because toddlers don't really know what they want, and you don't know what they want. So I feel like I've made very masculine, feminine vibe rooms, very colorful rooms for toddlers, but I don't remember. I've done so many videos and so many builds, not even on YouTube, that I've done, but usually this is kind of what I go for. And just to make it feel like a child's room, I put toys and I put these little decals that come with the base game, little bunnies that float around her room. I do the little fake changing table where you just merge an ottoman piece with a drawer piece, and I think that turned out very cute. And then here I'm just trying to put something to where you can put books so that you can read to your toddler, and then of course a little radio so that she can dance. So this is the twins' room, and I did get a reference photo for this, and I'm going to try to find it so that I can post it, because I didn't know what I wanted to do for the room, but I knew I didn't want to just do blue or green or something like that. I wanted to make something that was kind of unique. So I found this picture where they had these, I'm sure it's a like a wallpaper, but they have these like subway tiles in the back, and then they have the beds, and then they have these lights over each bed, like I did just there, and then above the lights there were the names of the two kids, and I thought that was so cute. So I found those little wall pieces that come with dine out, and I just pretended like those are the names of the boys that stay in this room, and it turned out really good. I did have to player test this some, because it is kind of, it's not a small room, but it's not that big. So I put like you'll see me put down some decorations, and one of the boys couldn't get around it, so I had to move some things around. And I just put in a chair here, and I try to put in some things that I felt sort of spoke to that. Like I used that Strangerville painting with the dude on the horse in the back, and then this from, I think, Kids Stuff Pack is what the majority of those little wall pieces, except for the calendar and the picture thing, again with the crazy camera. I think that's Space Game, and then the skateboards come from Kids Room, and then the little hobby board also comes from Kids Room. If that's not true, then it comes from Parenthood, because those two packs have a lot of kids stuff in them. And then I put in this little thing that comes from Strangerville, because I thought that was mad adorable and mad cute, and then the Space Game chairs. And so here is, at the beginning, this upstairs space, the upper level space, was going to be like a fun family room. And then I decided that I wanted to go ahead and get a workspace, so I put together these makeshift tables, and this is kind of where he works out of. And so we have those little get to work filing things on the walls to make it look like this is where he has all the stuff, and then have all the stuff on the table, that this is where he plans everything out. So it did come together quickly. I'm really surprised that I talked about nothing but the build this entire video. I usually try to talk about stuff that's going on in my life, but actually nothing is going on in my life. In my last speed build, I talked about me moving. I did that, and so now I'm just back to living my life and going to work. I got a few things that I have to put up on the walls. I do plan on doing sort of like a tour video for you guys. A little bit different, but I think that would be cute. Those are sort of popular videos that are on YouTube, so I thought I would do that. But I still have some decorating and some things that I want to get rid of, and some things that I want to add. So that will be coming soon. Here's the outdoor space. I did use a bunch of reference photos for this because I really didn't know what I wanted to do. I knew I didn't want to just stick a jungle thing or a swing set back here. I really wanted to sort of make it seem like this is the type of work that the dad does. This is the kind of landscaping and planning and thing that he does, making livable outdoor spaces, and so I wanted it to feel like that. So it did take me a minute to find reference photos that I felt inspired to really put something together, but I really love how this space turned out. And it's not a kid-friendly space per se, but I'm sure the whole family will enjoy it, and so it's nice and closed off and cozy in a place where he can entertain. And I guess you could say that those little wall lights from the free holiday pack could be kind of the kid-friendly moment, but I think it really came together really nicely, and I was really happy with this build. Again, modern homes are not my go-to because, I don't know, they're scary and I don't do them very well, but I think that if something scares you, that means you need to do it, and you need to try it, and you need to work hard at it until you get it right. And so if there's a build style that you're not comfortable with, go ahead, look at reference photos, and just do your best. Building, when I first started, was the hardest thing. Just doing a box and a roof was the hardest thing. And I thought it would be so easy, and it was the most difficult thing. But a few years later, there's still some things that I really, struggle with. But for the most part, building is like one of my favorite things to do in The Sims. And there's so many things that come easy now that didn't before. But I am coming up on the end of the build. If you enjoyed it, please let me know by way of pressing the like button. Comment down below your favorite part, or I don't know, anything. What do you think about the story that I came up with? I love to hear your thoughts. And if you haven't already and you want to see more content from me, please subscribe. I try to post every week, and I would love for you to be a part of the Southie family. As always, my name is Ceci, and I promise never to break your game. Bye.
I can see it in your eyes, I can feel it in your touch, I can hear it in your voice, though you haven't said that much. Through an empty bottle, I can see it all so clear. All these broken pieces will be scattered in the wind. With it for far too long. Some people change when they grow